New Zealand is a country of wide open spaces with lakes, rivers, mountain and bush, and as a result many men are very involved in yachting, sailing, climbing and mountaineering, and so quite a number of these people come into dementia facilities and they just find it so incredibly difficult, having spent their life in the outdoors and then coming in and being, in an enclosed space. It's incredibly demanding for them. Even more demanding, really, I think, than for women, because women tend to make friends. They're the majority in the dementia unit anyway, and they don't tend to mind sitting down, watching the TV, talking to each other, and joining in activities. But men find it difficult to make other male friends in dementia units, and they don't really like sitting down. They prefer to go around the corridor and see if they can find something else that's happening that they can be actively engaged in. And of course, that's limiting in a dementia unit. So for these men in particular that have often spent their lives working in such environments as rangers, and they're not married, they've been out in mountain huts and caring for mountain tracks all their life. They've got few friends and family to support them, and when they come into these dementia units, it's impossible situation for them. So for these single men in particular that come into dementia units, there really needs to be something put in place. Like, for example, if they've belonged to mountain clubs, which probably they have, if the men or the other men or women that have been in the mountain clubs and friends of them could band together and organise a little walking routine where someone could come, at least 2 or 3 times a week, especially for the first 2 or 3 months, where they can have a walking buddy that they can walk with outside. It's so important for people to consider this, because some people just seem to find the subject of dementia too much or too difficult, and what to do, how to do it. It's not difficult. It's really not difficult. And it's just breaking it down step by step to what one can do to help. And for men that have been fit and active all their lives, coming into a dementia unit, absolutely they will want to get out for a walk. That is certain. And they need to get out for a walk to be able to de-escalate. Otherwise, what happens is that the anxiety and the cortisol builds up, and with that anger, so many problems as a result of that. Whereas if they can get outside, get the fresh air, get the muscles going and the body working like they used to outside, chances are hopefully the cortisol will settle. And if they have your company for half an hour or an hour as well, that will help to be able to be connecting in with someone they know from the mountain club. And in that way, even if it's 2 or 3 people that help out and come in and take one particular man for regular walking, that is such good social service. Because the Rotary and Lions do this actually in New Zealand in dementia units. They're very good at that. They're community focused and community minded, and they'll often organise, if there's one dementia resident who's in the unit, who's been, say, in the Lions or Rotary, then they'll organise for 1 or 2 men to come in regularly who have been friends of them, the man, but ensuring that they do get that regular opportunity to walk outside and have that chance. Now, staff sometimes do take residents out walking, and that's of course a bonus, but they're so busy and so stretched that it can come and go in terms of whether they've got the time and opportunity to do that. In terms of taking dementia residents out for a walk, it's actually not as easy as it sounds as well, because they get lost so easily. If you go out as one person with 3 dementia residents, you've got 1 dementia resident, each side, and then a third one who's pretty fit, they can easily take off and you might not even see them. If they're walking behind you, they can take off, in the other direction. And quick as a flash, you can lose them. So unless you're a very capable staff member, some are, I'm not in this camp, really 2 dementia residents, one each side, to go for a walk with the upper arm grip is really the best grip. So arm by your side, and then the resident person puts their hand through your upper arm, holding on like so, and then if you go for a walk that way, you can have 2 people each side. Actually thinking you can have 2 each side, but they both have to have good balance, because if one trips, of course, you need to let go of the other one to catch the one person. This is the problem, you see, the balance reactions. But really, really the safest way, of course, is to take one dementia resident out for a walk. And that's easy, of course. It's relaxing, it's enjoyable. Well, let's go with that first. So you've got the one dementia resident, say your family member, you're holding them, upper arm support, like so. Now, you keep your arm firmly by your side and they put their hand in your upper arm, because that way, if they trip, even on a pebble or a curb, if they trip, then you can quickly get them under the arm and grab them around the body. No harm done. If you're fit and active, you can easily do that. They're usually light dementia residents, most of them, not all of them. And anyway, the heavy ones often don't want to go walking. So the light, fit, slim ones are fine. So that grip, that upper arm grip, keep your arm into your side. Don't let it go out to the side. Then the dementia resident hasn't got anything to hold on to. Keep your arm to the side. And in that way, they've got good balance. They've got good support, something to, keep them stable. And if they do trip, you can just put your arm and then around. It's a very good grip, that one. Holding hands, there's no stability really with holding hands, unless the person's very fit. But the thing is, even if they're fit, in a dementia unit, it's all flat. So residents can lose their balance very quickly. Their balance reactions can diminish. So even in a few months, so that if they go into the unit with good balance reactions and strength, you might actually find when they come out after a few months, they can easily trip, because they're not used to using their balance reactions. No steps or stairs being in dementia units, no slopes, which is where you get to use your balance reactions and work them. But in a dementia unit, you don't, because it's flat. So all of these things, so many things come into play. But the best thing really is one-on-one. That's the safest, with a good grip, no problem. So friends and family to support taking dementia residents out, making sure for the first 2-3 months those people really have support. Hopefully the staff can do that if they're not too busy. Rotary and Lions, of course, are good at this. Keep the contacts with that. And if the man is single and a mountaineer, no friends and family, for the mountain club to get together, or such clubs, in New Zealand, and Conservation Society, etc. So just be aware of these men and the needs that they have to be able to go out for walks, so that they can develop some resilience, some tolerance to be able to cope living in dementia units. Otherwise, it's too difficult. Too much cortisol, too much stress, immune system collapses, and chest infections, etc. can come on board. So everyone deserves a fair situation. And it differs for everyone, but especially the fit, active men who have helped New Zealand with all, our beautiful scenery and environment, so that we can enjoy it. And it will be different in other countries too. You'll have your own situation where you've got men who are unmarried that have given their career in life to conserving animals or conserving the country and aren't married, going into dementia units. So they will need this help similarly to adjust to that. So the 2 books, The Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise, I've written from a dementia unit, both of them, both on Amazon and on my website description below. So thank you so much for your support, and please subscribe if you find this channel of interest and pass on the links. Thanks.